Here's the problem with Raffensperger. Nobody wanted Brad Raffensperger to be Secretary of State. If we're really honest about it, you had Buzz Brockway, you had Josh McCoon, you had the mayor of Alpharetta, you had one other person, and then you had Brad Raffensperger. Now, Josh McCoon was in the Senate, Buzz Brockway was in the House. The House guys were backing Buzz, the Senate guys were backing Josh, and then Raffensperger dumped a ton of money in, basically put giant 4x4, 4x6, I think they're 4x4 square signs at every intersection in rural Georgia, and all it said, Brad Raffensperger, Secretary of State. He dumped way more money in, self-funded his race essentially, built his name ID, and he won Secretary of State. And there has been this feuding backbiting over him winning because he wasn't the guy the House guys backed. He wasn't the guy the Senate guys backed. He wasn't the guy on the outside back. Full disclosure, Buzz Brockway is a longtime friend of mine. I supported him. So Raffensperger gets elected. A lot of people are scratching their head, and he's never really been perceived as a team player. Conservative, but not a team player. So Raffensperger does the job of the Secretary of State. He enforces the election laws. The state got sued over the 2018 election. He had to deal with that lawsuit. He lost, the Secretary of State's office lost the case. They had to ultimately settle it. It wasn't a consent decree, as the president keeps calling it. It was a settlement of a case that Georgia lost. People don't seem to understand that he had no choice in how he settled the case. And now he's become the scapegoat for everybody. Well, it's easy to scapegoat Brad Raffensperger because nobody wanted him in the first place. And he's done a remarkable job showing he's got a spine of steel. He's not going to cave to the President of the United States or the senators or anyone else. He's doing what he perceives to be his job. He's doing it as fairly as he perceives he can do it. And he's playing cleanup on a lot of problems that were the fallout of the 2018 election and Stacey Abrams suing. And so when the president calls him and tells him essentially, give me these votes or else, and then goes on Twitter and starts attacking Raffensperger, of course Raffensperger is going to leak the audio. Of course he's going to start recording this stuff. Now, it's interesting to me that the president's team, they're not attacking the characterization of the call. In fact, they're avoiding any characterization of the call. It's kind of hard when you get into and actually read the transcript of the call. Jason Miller, one of the president's supporters and counselors, was attacking Brad Raffensperger on Twitter, saying that this was an excerpted phone call. The Washington Post wouldn't release the full audio. It would show Raffensperger was trash. Well, then they're like, well, here's the full audio. It doesn't make it. It actually makes it worse for the president.
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state. So tell me, Brad, what are we going to do? We won the election, and it's not fair to take it away from us like this.
And it's all downhill from there. Raffensperger could have waited 24 hours. If everybody's really honest, it doesn't affect the impact of it. It's not covering it up. It's waiting 24 hours to drop the tape. And the president is coming to Dalton, Georgia tonight to rally Republicans. He could have waited until after the rally to drop it. He could have dropped it on Tuesday morning, and it wouldn't have impacted the North Georgia Republicans. The North Georgia Republicans are the ones who are lagging behind the rest of the state. So now you've got the audio out there. The president is coming to Dalton tonight. The vice president's going to be near Griffin earlier in the day, trying to rally the faithful. And is the president tonight on stage going to spend 2 hours attacking Brad Raffensperger, or is he going to make the case that you got to get out and vote tomorrow for Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue? That's the Republican concern right now. The Republican momentum at the end of the race was going well. Republican early voting was increasing. It looked to be a surge for Election Day. And now, what's going to happen? It's suddenly a wild card. The Republicans actually thought they had this race in the bag. The Republicans were actually behind the scenes looking at the data, seeing the media echoing Democratic talking points, and actually say to themselves, you know what, actually, we've got this. And now they don't know, because they were looking at a big surge on Election Day in North Georgia, and now they don't know. Can the president actually get people to show up tomorrow now? Yeah, I've got no idea now. It's a total wild card We're not really sure here. It's kind of a wild thing. How's it going to play out tomorrow? My sense is that Purdue is going to win. And the wild card is the Loeffler-Warnock race. Now, most national reporters think that people are going to vote straight Democrat or straight Republican. If you're in Georgia, if you've paid attention to this race, you know better. And there's some striking behavior that suggests the Democrats know Purdue might just have this in the bag.